Hey guys, it's Ryan Settlemyre with Lake Hickory Haunts. Welcome to episode 5 of Lake Hickory Haunts Behind the Screams. We're here with our guest Sam Thao with Sam Visual. Sam has been working with me for many years. The first video that Sam ever did for us was actually escape room attraction, which I owned and operated in Hudson. So we had escape rooms there. Sam reached out to me via email and he said, "Hey man, I like to make some promo videos for you if you would allow me." And I thought, for free? And he said, yes, for free. And I said, yeah, come on, man. And he made some amazing videos for Escape. And then from there, we've worked on Lake Hickory Haunts videos and everything. So Welcome, Sam. Glad to have you on the podcast.
Thanks, Ryan. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy for that you guys invited me over here to do this with you guys. But yeah, kind of like what Ryan said, I've enjoyed working with Ryan and doing all the Lake Hickory Haunt stuff, but also going back to how it all started with the escape room. That was for sure, some amazing time. I think I came to your escape room, went through it with some friends, and then I just cold emailed you and just said, hey,
Was that Curse of the Mummy?
Yeah, that was that was for Curse of the Mummy. I was just I remember messaging you because I was still working at a previous job, and I messaged you, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna message this guy. I'm just gonna cold call him, and I'm just messaging him. And then ever since then, I felt like we've had such a great connection working from there, and then through the haunt too, we've just built an awesome relationship, and that's not anything just to say, like literally, we have an amazing relationship, and we've built that relationship over through the years. And so but when you think about it, you reminded me about that. I just thought about, man, I don't even remember I remember I felt like I was young at that time, but just cold emailed, and
right
after that.
Years ago.
Yeah, and everything is history, and it's amazing where we've gotten to this point too, so,
and we're just getting started.
Exactly.
So that promo video was probably 2017, maybe 2019.
Probably maybe I've been 2018, probably 2018.
2018 or 19 for sure.
Yeah.
Because then we did the preparation video.
Correct.
The 4 videos in 2019.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and then we also did that year, we also did your Dreams Were Reality thing too.
Yep, that was one of the videos, making nightmares reality.
Yeah.
So the Curse of the Mummy video was in 2017. Mikayla just let us know. Thanks for that. And so maybe we can throw that up on the screen so you'll see some of that footage. And now we're talking about, ironically, making a new promo video for Curse of the Mummy and the Pharaoh's Treasure, which are new escape games coming to Lake Hickory Escape. But we also, Sam just made some promo videos for Lake Hickory Attractions.
Correct.
You want to talk about those at all, how that went?
I mean, if you guys haven't been there, and this is not a plug, you should most definitely go. I've been through them, and not just to film them and make promos for them, but actually also play them myself. And I love how you always make your escape rooms. Literally, you were like we said before. I came to your escape room, I played it, and that was my first time ever. So I don't know. I don't even know if I told you this, but that was my friend had convinced me to come play an escape room with him, and he said, hey, there's one around town, so that's why we came to yours.
Right. It's like in Hudson.
Yeah, in Hudson, out of all places, there's an escape room, and so. After that, I fell in love with actually doing escape rooms. So even to this day, I still love escape rooms.
That's cool.
We'll go to escape rooms and things like that. But every time I go to escape rooms, there's a level of immersion that you do in yours that I felt like I'm in that moment. Sometimes when I'm and there's no knock on anyone else, right? And nothing like that. Everyone, most definitely, have put their hard work into doing it, right? Just through my experience, I really enjoy, everything that you put into it and how it really feels like everything comes to life. And there's like I said, a level of
in storytelling.
Yeah, in storytelling.
Atmosphere.
Correct. And the two promos that I did for your escape room right now, I really loved how they came out. Also, all the little details and everything. Can't really explain all of it because then whoever's watching, it will give away all the clues. But yeah, I do love that. And then to kind of go off of that, the 2 new ones that you guys are making, it's, man, I mean, I can't wait for, your fans and everyone else to come and try it. You guys most definitely should come try it, because it is new. It is like, if you guys have ever tried his ones in Hudson, these are gonna be like, these are for sure, knocks those out of the park. Like,
Appreciate that.
And then that's true, because I mean, we can kind of we'll elaborate more on the details, but from what I've seen from filming and getting all that stuff done over there, yeah, most definitely. I want to try it out too. Even me, I want to try it out. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate that about our escape games. So while we're on the topic, shout out to Lake Hickory Escape. If you didn't know, Lake Hickory Escape is open year-round, and we feature right now 2 escape adventures, which have multiple rooms in them, as well as virtual reality games and axe throwing. We do a lot of team building experiences for companies. We do birthday parties, all kinds of stuff. So visit lakehickoryescape.com, and we're about to open 2 new escape games that are better than any than we've ever created. So we're gonna, like we said, Curse of the Mummy and the Pharaoh's Treasure. Stay tuned for those. They're gonna be opening within a month or 2. And Lake Hickory Escape, you've got to come check it out if you haven't, especially if you're a Lake Hickory Haunts fan, and of course you are because you're watching this. So Sam, you did an incredible job with the Twister video at Escape, Bomb Squad, Curse of the Mummy, and then now Carnival and Mineshaft, and then the whole promo.
Yep.
What's your favorite promo that you've made for Lake Hickory Haunts with Lake Hickory Haunts over the years?
Okay, outside of those escape rooms, right? Just like
so more the haunt, and then if there's more than one that you want to talk about, that's fine too.
So I mean, if I had to put one, I can't really name one, but I will say I am really going to enjoy what we're going to what we're creating right now. I'm pretty sure. I guess I'll say, the documentary series. I'm super excited about that. I am like head over like planning it, making sure that it comes out the way that we want it to. But I'm hoping that
professional.
Yeah, thank you. But I'm hoping it comes out the way that it does. But I really do love all the videos that I create with at Lake Hickory Haunts. The actors, the staff, everyone that's a part of that, have always been so accommodating. The actors especially, allowing me to film them and create these, awesome promos for, the fans to see. I love them, and I never thought I would. I mean, right. I don't know if anyone knows, but at the beginning, I was like, I think in the very beginning, when you first showed me the haunt, I was so scared to go into Nightmare Factory by myself, because I'm not I'm terrified of the dark, right?
Right.
And so I was like going through, and I think at that time you had that noise, that violin noise, going through like the candle. Yeah, going to like those like that little narrow area, and I was like so scared. I remember my first filming my first year, I was going through just saying, film crew, like, don't scare me. And I mean, obviously now, I love it. I actually love sometimes getting scared.
Right.
And I love just the fact of the engagement of all the actors, and just love filming it. So I love all that process of it, and
that's awesome to hear, man.
Creating the videos. Like I said, I love creating those videos. I feel like, no matter whatever I do, I try to pour my heart and soul into them, and to really make sure that they come out, hopefully, the way that you want them too. And so, but for sure, these documentary series are something different too, a whole nother perspective to see what you guys are all about. And also challenges me a little bit too, compared to doing some of those promo videos. And as the year has progressed, I felt like I've only seen like the positivity in these videos. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so
not much negative. You're saying?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so and that's thanks to your fans too. You know what I'm saying? It not only does it, I feel like it encourages you, but it encourages me. To continue doing them too.
Absolutely. Trying to do something good, right?
Correct.
And real quick, guys, so what Sam's talking about is a new documentary series that we're doing this year. So it's brand new, and Sam is filming our crew behind the scenes, working during the off season. We're also doing interviews as well.
Yeah.
And we're going to come out with at least 3 or 4 episodes minimum before haunt season this year. So stay tuned. They're going to be really good quality. they're going to be awesome. So that process is going well for the documentary right now.
Yes.
When are we looking at releasing the first one?
So I'm hoping that we can release it by the end of this month, the first episode. So what is it? I'm hoping that, or like
End of March?
Yeah, at the end of that last week of March is like hopefully get it out.
Nice.
Like I said, I've been looking through all the footage. We literally just got done filming the first episode, and it was amazing. And it literally, it was crazy being able to also see myself, right, as an individual who also is not here sometimes at Lake Hickory Haunts 24/7, to also see all of that. And I think it's a great insight for your fans also to be able to see that too, right? Because like I said, I literally...
you've never been here for a whole day during the off season.
Exactly, And I was talking to was it Allie, your set designer, about, wow, I was like, Allie, like those walls are that way. I thought they were like, I thought those walls were just, just old. But it's like, but no, they're taking the time to actually make it feel like just like what you say. I guess the word is like distress, making it feel very grungy looking.
Yeah.
And so like that to me, that to me, shows me like how the dedication that your team is putting into that.
Absolutely.
And that what I'm saying, because again, sometimes when people, at least for me, when I first thought of it, I was like, oh, it might just be like a bunch of things put together.
Haunted trail in the backwoods, right?
Yeah, but no, there's a huge level of commitment of making sure that the details in these sets are done, and that now I greatly appreciate it,
I appreciate that.
Not just for, me creating this, but also, telling other people, there's a huge level into that too. And the behind the scenes in this documentary will really for sure showcase that, to showcase, what comes to making a haunt.
Right.
Yes.
And Sam, and also thank you for that. And you do an incredible job with your quality. So the same way that you say when you saw our haunt, when I saw your process for the first time.
Yeah.
And I think the videos that you did for the haunt in 2019, like I said, they were great.
Yeah.
But then in 2020, during COVID, that's when we did the aquaphobia promo.
Yeah.
And you directed that like
a
movie director.
Yeah.
It's like we had a script.
Yeah,
we had
did.
13 people on the set. You were out on the boat in the middle of the water filming.
It was crazy. That was a whole sequence in itself. And we did it, and it came out amazing, and I loved it. I loved the long format that we did, or the short format, and that for sure was
the aquaphobia one. It was great.
That was great, and I can't wait to hopefully continue doing more of that stuff, and show your fans all those content that we can hopefully create more of it.
Absolutely.
And like you said too, we've only grown in our relationship and our partnership, and I can't wait to kind of really just show them like all the other content that we have to make.
Right, because we're going to the next level.
Oh yeah.
And Sam and I are very similar in the aspect of forward thinking. So we're trying to talk about what we've done before, but we're mostly excited about what we're about to do because we're trying to outdo ourselves. And most of our videos, if you've seen our promo videos, the majority of them in the past, what would you say, 5-6 years, have been by Sam and his team. Yeah. So if you've seen those videos, again, Sam does an incredible job. I can't say it enough.
No, I appreciate that.
And it means a lot for you to be working with us because of your quality and because of how much passion you put into the work you do. You could go out and make better by doing more weddings or more events like that, but you choose to dedicate your time to help bring Lake Hickory Haunts to the next level, and that means a lot.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, but I also love after doing it for so long, and that doesn't mean anything for doing it for that long, but I love the process of what Lake Hickory Haunts is about, and seeing it grow and everything. I love it, and seeing all the new things. I'm always excited about the next year and especially this year about what they're all doing. I can't really say it all, but this year, for your fans, I'm pretty sure they're going to be wowed at what's happening, because I'm already wowed by and it's going to be for sure one to remember. And I can't wait to document all that, so I can't wait to document that for sure.
For sure, man. It's going to be sweet. Yeah, the detail in the Nightmare Factory is insane. It's insane how much detail we're doing in Nightmare. Same with Curse of the Mummy and Pharaoh's Treasure. And then we have other projects that we haven't even announced that are planned that are going to be amazing as well. So let's talk to the viewers about your previous experience, studios that you've worked with, anything that you think would be cool for the fans to hear of experience you had before working at Lake Hickory Haunts.
Yeah.
Or during.
Yeah, for sure. Some of my previous experience, I did some stuff, with Sports Illustrated, and then I also have worked, with a third-party agency, kind of like where we were connected with, the bigger companies, kind of like Nickelodeon, Disney, and PBS Kids. And so, we got to work with them, and we did a lot of amazing things. That was a while back. I mean, I think it was like we did the Super Bowl for like in 2016 when Carolina Panthers were like going to the Super Bowl. I think it was like Cam Newton against the Broncos. I won't forget it. But
Okay, Peyton Manning versus Cam Newton. Yeah, that Super Bowl.
Yep. And we did a whole like Flow Rider came out. We did like a whole green screen, and that was fun, And so.
So what were you filming there? Like, was it the halftime show?
So during that time, I was more on like the creative side. So I did do some, but not a lot.
So you were kind of producing.
Yeah, I was producing. So like they would film it, we would take it back, and we would edit it, and we would. So I was more like on the editing side of it. So I guess to give more on that background, that's why I love editing so much too. You know what I'm saying? I love editing. I love sometimes if it's like. Hey, take this and try to put it together, I love that creative process of like, okay, I may not have everything, but how do I still make it look good? You know what I mean? And it helps
work with what you got.
Yeah, and it helps you kind of stay on your toes and things like that,
That's cool.
Because, you're not also given everything that you probably might need, right?
What do you mean?
So like, sometimes, for instance, you feel like you've shot enough of a person or of an actor,
right.
but but really, there's never not enough. You could always shoot more, right?
You needed that other shot.
Correct, but then you're going to have to now figure out, okay, how am I going to still make this look good even though I didn't have that shot?
Right.
Right? And so...
That's neat.
Yeah.
Working with the details.
Yeah, and that's me too, for sure, is I love the details, and I think that's what gives me a greater appreciation too at Lake Hickory Haunts, is like your attention to details, and so, like what you said, so we're kind of like in that sense of details and things like that, right?
Absolutely.
And, that goes a long way, especially, I guess, in my style too, of videography. But, kind of going back to what you said, my background with Nickelodeon and Sports Illustrated, I was able to spend some time with them and really... I guess learn the industry on that end, which allowed me to kind of...
A lot of experience.
Yeah, and for sure, I think that I will never, regret any of that stuff, because that stuff really built me to be where I'm at too.
Right.
And also helped me with my videos as well. And so, that's why I love it, and that's why I enjoy what I do, is because, of all that background. Sure. So, shout out to them too,
Oh yeah, shout out to Nickelodeon, Disney World,
yeah. Like
Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, they've helped me too. Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. But yeah, Sam has a lot of experience. So Sam has done so many different things. And now the fact that he commits and that we work together as a team, Sam, it means a lot, like I said before.
I appreciate that.
And the things that we're going to do this year are going to be amazing. And now it's on the record, so we have to do it.
Yeah.
But we already knew that anyways.
Exactly.
What are some of to change the topic, what are some of your favorite shots? Well, I asked that before, but
Correct.
Is there a particular promo video or video that we've done at Lake Hickory Haunts that you really enjoyed the process? You enjoyed the creation of the video, and it really stands out to you? Is there one or two
I would
or
say,
a few?
For sure, there's a couple, but one of them, I really did love the video that we created. I can't remember what year, and maybe McCall can help me out with that too, but I think it was the one that was like, we, like Lake Hickory Haunts, we dance, we
entertain.
We entertain, and I kind
I
of
think that was 24 this past year.
Either that or the year before that one too, one of those years. I did enjoy, for sure, the Big Top Circus, and creating all that, because also, I had just also, got a new toy, a new videography camera and everything too, and and we got to put it to use, and also the production on that was like on a next level scale too.
Oh yeah,
You know,
it felt that way.
Exactly. I felt like, you know, I had to really bring out a couple of stuff, and I was wearing a whole like suit with the whole camera rig and everything, and really filming all that. And
we had the fog and the bubbles and the ringmaster and boss and Abby as another clown.
And we were going through all of that and creating really just a huge promo for, you know, the Big Top Circus. And
I really liked that one.
yeah, I loved it. I loved how you being in it too was awesome, and you being, you know, boss, and really, you know, creating was it the beginning shot that we did. So if, you know, you guys could probably put a snippet of it too. But yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I love that. And then also just loved the whole overall end result. You know, the end result of it. You know,
how it turned out.
How it turned out, right? You know, sometimes, you know, and I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I do it, and sometimes I'm not quite sure. I have a vision. I have a vision, you know, but sometimes I'm afraid that vision is like, I'm like, oh, is that really, you know, it's like, did I get everything? Did I get everything, you know, when I'm like driving home or something. And then when I get home, I'm like, okay, yes, I do have everything. It did come out the way I want to. So usually even on shoots, I'm still in the back of my head. You know, I don't tell people, right? But in the back of the head, I'm also a little like nervous, like, okay, is this coming out the way we planned? Is this coming?
I know the feeling.
Yeah. But no, outside of that, I loved it. I loved every aspect of it when we came to filming. And not to mention, it was a pretty, you know, amazing camera that we got to film on.
Oh yeah, that's a nice camera.
Yeah, and it was also my first time filming on that, you know, and so it was for sure one of the best, one of, you know, my favorite things to film at Lake Hickory Haunts. And then again, another thing is to filming the actors, you know.
Just in general,
filming the actors when they're in the scene, or even just taking them away and just filming them too. I love the excitement they get from it.
Yeah, like you did some of those individual promos over the years, like the teddy bear one and the aftermath one, etc.
Yeah, you know, and I love that, because then, you know, like the actors love it, and then sometimes they just love seeing me, because then they see me and then they're just like, oh, he's going to, like, is he picking me or something, like, and you
they want to be on camera.
Correct, they want to, and that just brings me a lot of joy that, you know, like, that I can bring it to them, that, you know, that, yeah, you know, they could potentially be a part of it, you know, and like, no matter what, we always try to include all of them as much as we can. And I love just filming them, because I love creating stories, and I love telling stories, you know, and that's another thing is I love storytelling, and hopefully, you know, tell the best story that I can.
Oh yeah, and I appreciate the fact that you try to bring as many actors in as possible, and hopefully we'll be able to do this year as well.
Oh, I most definitely think we will, and I mean, like, there's so many things happening this year. I can't say it, but yes, for sure these actors there's going to be a way more bigger opportunity for that.
Oh
yeah, and I can't wait to take these actors, and I'm hoping that there'll be you know, willing to, because it's crazy what's happening here this year.
Oh yeah.
Yes, in 2025 it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Lake Hickory Haunts, Sam Visual promo videos, watch out. Because we also have Mikhailo creating content as well on the regular. And so we have multiple video departments now. And this year we are going to be bringing you guys along for the ride. Also, shout out to Jason McGinnis, who was on episode 2 of this podcast. So if you haven't seen that episode, check it out. Jason has done a lot of video work with us over the years before Sam came along. And then since Sam has came along, Jason has been able to work with us in other ways. So Jason's doing a lot of different things because Sam has been doing more promo videos with us. So shout out to Jason McGinnis. He does an incredible job with everything we work on. Check out episode 2 of this podcast as well. So I do appreciate the way that you try to incorporate our actors, because they love that opportunity. And that's what we're trying to do, is entertain people. And having the podcast and Road to Lake Hickory Haunts and the documentary series and Michaela's entertaining videos, and then the promotional videos we're going to create about individual attractions. All of that is so that we can take our customers along with us. And that's what our goal is to show our customers and to entertain them throughout the year during the off season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Provide value. You don't just come buy a ticket and experience it, then we're done with you. like, you guys invested in us, so we're trying to provide you with entertainment all year long.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing with a lot of the new things that we're about to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think they're going to get a feel for that for sure. Like, I mean, like I said previously or earlier, you know, a lot of things that, you know, that I haven't even seen because, you know, I'm not here, you know, a full day sometime. And so
Right.
being able to see that, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to get that memo out of it too. And hopefully we do it justice in the documentary to kind of hopefully for the viewers to see, you know, how much you guys are dedicating towards these sets, these designs, and these new things, right? Because, I mean, it's exciting. Yeah, it's exciting. Like, that's what I love about it the most is all these new things that are happening every year and exciting, and it's exciting to, you know, be able to kind of showcase that for your fans to be able to see, you know, and that brings me joy. You know, that brings me joy to be able to create that and seeing someone being able to watch it, you know. And also here and there, you know, when some people do recognize me, you know, it makes it cool too. You know what I'm saying? You know, like here and there, like last year when they do recognize me, I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know, like I'm just doing videos in the background, but, you know, it's cool that someone does recognize it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, I don't ever, you know, ask for that stuff or anything like that. You know, I'm really, you know, I love the fact of that I'm behind the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. But the fact that sometimes when you get that a little bit, it is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. You do a great job, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. A lot of the things that we do are different, but in a lot of ways it's similar.
Yeah.
So we've talked about that a lot over the years.
Yeah, and that's only it was, and like going back to it, like our partnership has been amazing because of that, and it all stems from, you know, you too giving me the opportunity to film at, you know, escape room. I mean, you know, like, honestly, if I had never had that, in the beginning, if I didn't have that opportunity, you know. A funny story too is like whenever I came here, I think like maybe like 2017 or something like that, and I remember where it was a hot day. It was like completely hot, and I was not used.
Oh, it was 2020 probably.
It was 2020, yeah, and it was like a hot day, and I was not used to like I know you said that, you know, it gets hot over here, and like it gets bad, and I was like in my head, I'm like, it's okay, you know, I won't need to bring in anything, and now, you know, you see me with water and stuff like that, but. You know, then I was like, I remember we just walked up a hill or something, and after that I felt
it was hot.
It was hot that day, but I felt like horrible.
I think you had like a black shirt and black pants on.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, hey, just it's hot. Man. You know, I had my floppy hat on.
You did. And yeah, exactly.
My safari hat.
Yeah, oh man.
That's when you know it's hot.
Yeah, oh my gosh. That's hilarious that you said that. Oh, that brings back some good time. Oh man, that's safari hat.
But you learned from that summer.
Yeah, I learned that summer quickly that, you know, make sure you bring water and make sure, you know, make sure that you are hydrated, you know, when you're here. But no, that was for sure a funny story.
Yeah, it's not AC outside.
Yeah, for sure. But no, that was a great story, great funny.
Yeah, there's been ups and downs over the years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's been years where we were just, as far as, you know, the video production, we were hitting on all cylinders. And then there's been years where it didn't go as well.
Correct.
And sometimes that's been on my end, sometimes it's been both of us.
Correct.
And, you know, that's part of the artistic process.
Yeah.
You got to experiment, and sometimes it doesn't work. And we've talked about those things and how we're going to improve them and continue to try to be better.
Yeah. And I think collectively that's the great thing about the relationship is that we're able to do that. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe,
absolutely.
You know, maybe in the beginning it was a little bit harder, but I think, you know, after a while we were able to kind of build that connection to where we can be kind of, you know, 100% honest with each other about making sure, you know, like, we know what we're doing, because like you say, you know, there are highs, there are lows, you know, just like with anything, and, you know, for sure, you know, there are moments where, you know, were some lows, but, you know, we learn from them, and now we're at a point where we're heading up the hill and we're going strong, and
Lord willing.
Yes, and so we're going to see, you know, or how you say, you know, the sky's the limit from here, you know.
100%.
Sky's the limit. We're not stopping. We're going to keep going and keep pushing, and you know, it's all thanks to, obviously for me, it's thanks to you, and also your fans too for watching it too, and
your team.
Yes, for sure.
Your video crew.
Yeah, for sure. My video crew, they helped me for the countless of years, and still helping me. You know, and like with the call sometimes too, you know, they'll show up And so, you know, like,
Because there's some nights that they've been here that you're not here.
yes.
Like last year, a lot.
Yes, and you know, and it helps because, you know, I'm still able to edit them, and they're still able to film, and they love it too, and they love filming it too, and that's the best thing about it, right? It's not just me that loves it, but my team enjoys it too.
Right.
And so for sure, I think that is amazing that we both have a team. You know, like your team a
100%.
little bigger than mine, but no matter what, they're all doing they're all collectively, you know, making sure that the job is getting done.
Yes.
You know,
And passionate, creative,
exactly.
has ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's a blessing to have a good team.
yes, I can't do it. I can't thank them enough for exactly everything that they've done from my previous years to now. Like, I can't thank them enough. So, you know, my team too. Yes, thank you.
Shout
Yes.
out, and
Yes.
special shout out to Philip.
Yes.
I know Philip. Philip does a great job. He's like Sam #2 when he's here. Like, I come up to Philip, I'm like, hey, Philip, can you? And he's like, yep, got you, Ryan. And I'm like, sweet. You know, Philip's always a great guy to work
Yes,
with.
exactly. Philip is literally has always had my back, and he will always have my back, and I'll always have his back.
He's
and
so chill under
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah,
You
he-
know,
he's
like
like-
we've got, it's an opening night, opening ceremony.
I
and,
got, yep.
You know, Philip's like, all right.
I know, and that's
Ready
great to
to go?
have. That's great to have.
It is.
Because I'm also on the other side too, and you know we're like in similar where when it's like we're just like, okay, is everything there? Have we got everything? Did I pack everything? Is all the video gear and you know it was like having Philip like that though to make sure all that side is good helps me kind of relieve a little bit of stress.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure your team does the same for you too.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't start naming them because then I'll go on a rant.
Yeah. Yeah. But for sure, yeah. I was it like you said. Was it with that being said, I wanted to ask you something too. Like, you know, did you ever felt like, you know, like what made you just say yes? You know, like in the very beginning.
To what?
To like me just cold email. You just like, was it just a free thing too, or was it just like you were just like, you know, I'm just gonna take a shot, have no idea, because you know, fun fact, you know, you never asked me about my portfolio, you didn't even ask me about my background of like, you know, the Dick Nickelodeon thing. You kind of just said yes. So in my head, I was like, you know what, yes, I'm gonna just take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or did you feel like, you know, it was just like a kind of like a good motivational thing, like, or a good feeling in your, you know, that you're just like, you know, I'm
So most decisions, business-wise, I try to make based on my gut.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's true.
it's
Yeah.
gut, not brain.
Yeah.
But so there's a few reasons why I said yes.
Yeah.
The first reason is because I didn't have much money at the time.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even, as far as the escape rooms go,
Yeah.
I had planned on having promo videos made, but it was going to be tough at that time. So when you reached out about that, I was like, well, yeah. But then I thought, this is a scam. Like, this guy's going to try to scam me somehow. But, hey, you know what? It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
So then I said, yeah, come on. You know, if you're for real, then absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you came in and brought some people and filmed some other people that were playing the escape games. And then you were like, yeah, I'll have this done. And then you sent them, and I was like, oh, yes.
That's good.
Oh, yes. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, he did it for free, and now we're going to be doing some business together. Like, he knew what he was doing.
Gotcha.
You know, I thought that was really wise of you to do. I can say that now in retrospect, right?
Yeah.
But it's like the fact that you did offer that quality and content for free then allowed you the opportunity to show me what you were capable of.
Gotcha.
You know?
Yeah.
And then I was sold. It was like,
That's
all right,
cool.
can we make videos for Lake Hickory Haunts this year? And it was like the preparation and we are Lake Hickory Haunts, and I think we had 4 promo videos.
Correct.
And then you proved yourself again with those, like the cannon shot and the hearse and the box truck and the bus coming down the hill. And I was like, this is it. And from there, we've just every year since. You know?
No, I was just curious because I remember, I think that day I not only messaged you, but I had like messaged like a bunch of people.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I had
Right.
like on that day I messaged, you know, like a bunch of people, and you know, like I think literally I don't even know how many people I messaged that day, but I just messaged a bunch of people. I was like, you know what, you know, not escape rooms, but just a bunch of businesses. You know what I'm saying? And so then, you know, like I remember whenever you reached out and you did, I was like, I can't remember, but I know I like messaged one of my buddies, and I was telling them, I was like, oh, that had came to the escape room when we just came to participate, and was telling them like, hey, I'm doing this, like, it was I got an opportunity. I'm just gonna go there and wing it and try it, what I'm saying, and then what is it? I remember after getting done with that video, like the amount of like happiness it brought fulfillment to do that, what I'm saying. Even to this day, like I still love to go and like go look at it, like the Bomb Squad one or the Curse of the Mummy one.
Oh yeah.
Right, and I just love to go look at it because it helps me, and it just reminds me too a little bit like how I started with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so
Twister one too. That one was great.
Yeah.
Each one you had a different vibe. Like Curse of the Mummy had Egyptian old sand, and magical. Bomb Squad was like, hurry up because the place is going to blow up,
Correct.
And then Twister was, of course, like a tornado.
Yeah.
And you made those videos feel like that and tell that story to the customer, which then, of course, makes them want to come and experience it, and we provide the experience. So it's a two-part process,
Absolutely, and I'm glad that you gave me that opportunity. It's kind of funny to hear it too from your perspective, like thinking that it was a scam. Nothing bad, but that's true. You know what I'm saying?
That's the first thing I thought.
Yeah. Because I felt like I was just. I don't even know if I wish I still had that email, man. That would have been great to still have. After then, I felt like we've been doing it strong, and hopefully continue doing it stronger. And what is it? Hopefully continue to showcase what Lake Hickory Haunts is all about, especially for this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Starting this year, we got to. We have a lot of opportunities for Lake Hickory Haunts this year. Lake Hickory Haunts is growing, and we have a lot of things that are coming that are new, and then we're going to show that on camera as well. So please tune in. If you haven't, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all of that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, continue to watch these episodes, and Sam is going to be here at Lake Hickory Haunts providing content for you guys, as well as Michaela, so stay tuned to all of that footage. Is there anything else that you want to discuss or go over?
No, I mean just stay tuned to those documentary series too.
100%.
We're putting a lot of effort into making those look good and look really different, and hopefully showcasing what Lake Hickory Haunt is all about, especially behind the scenes. So stay tuned and watch those as well.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, Sam.
Thank you for having me. So it's been fun. And so I mean I can't thank Lake Hickory Haunts anymore, but I appreciate you having me here. And yeah.
Hey, we could not be where we are without you,
and
I mean that.
I appreciate that.
The quality that you brought to our video content really helped bring Lake Hickory Haunts to the next level, and the partnership we have now, I think will continue to grow Lake Hickory Haunts, and we're just going to keep.
Absolutely. I can't wait, and like you said, hopefully in like 10, 20, 30 years when we look back on this, where we can be like, we did it, what I'm saying?
100%, man.
Yep,
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, that's a wrap for episode 5 of Lake Hickory Haunts Behind the Screams. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, subscribe to us. Watch Road to Lake Hickory Haunts. Continue to stay tuned. We've got more content coming for you soon. This is Ryan Settlemyre. This is Sam Visual. We're signing out. See you soon.
Bye.